will be telling it today. And memory organization I will be telling after the storage classes. Okay, we saw it. What is the introduction to C? Where is this? We saw what is the introduction to C and embedded C and how it will be having the C syntaxes and comments and different types of data types and all we have seen like integer, character, yeah, again all these things, signed, unsigned, and float values. All this, what will be the range and all these things we have seen it. So how we been using in the real-time programming also we have seen it. In the I think I have shown you on the real-time. I have shown you on the real-time project also how it will be being used, and what we call as variables we saw it like int xyz means xyz are the variables, character a and b means a and b are the variables. Can anyone tell me what does that mean, variable?
Storage, memory allocation.
It can store any type of data.
It's I can say like it's a naming for one particular memory location. So if you tell like what is the date today? 7. So if you are having any memory location, okay, this memory location will have some address range like 1000, 1004, 1008, like that it will be having. For this memory location 1000, the variable name is a. A means variable name which we are giving a naming convention to the one particular memory location. That's all. So this memory location will be, see, if you are doing a equal to 4, that 4 will be storing in this particular memory location. So we cannot access the data by memory address for each and every time. So that's the reason, for our better readability and modularity purpose, we will be giving the variable names to the memory locations. Got it? Got it, right?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah,
So
got it.
now in the data types itself, we are done with the standard data types like character, integer, and float and all those things. Does anyone knows there will be some user defined data types as well? After finishing this, I will be going to the storage classes. Okay. So integer will be there, char will be there, float will be there, and then what else? Yeah, these things will be there, and there will be some user defined data types as well. Can
Structure,
anyone tell me? Structure, good.
union,
Structure, union,
type def,
type def. Type def is something I cannot say that is a data type.
enums,
Good. Enums. Fine.
Pointers.
Pointer, I cannot say that is a data type. That is just a variable with the different
Arrays.
data types. Arrays will come. Yeah, this many it will come as a user defined. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the meaning of structure? What does that mean, structure?
Collection of all data types. Okay.
Collection of
All data types in single one, in single block,
in single.
single function.
I cannot say single function. It's a collection of different data types. Yeah, someone said it. Different data types. So in some cases, okay, you might need to pack the data. Pack the data means what? You wanted to have the particular data in one particular structure or union, or however you wanted to have it. See, for example, let's take if you are going to store details of student, okay, details of students if you are going to store. Okay, so here the character, the student name, and next integer, the student ID, next float. Float anything can come for the student details.
It will come for marks. Okay.
Marks,
Marks
percentage,
0.5 percentage. Percentage.
double
So
double,
fees.
double fee. Only fee will come in the double. So this kind of information, okay, the student, if he, any one of the student is there in the school, okay, he might need all these kind of details. Okay. So see, these things you can create individual members also, okay, individually. Int ID, int character name, float, marks, and all those things you can create individually also. But it will become difficult if you wanted to access the 100 members of details, right? So if you want to have the 100 members of details, then you need to create 100 times ID, 100 times name, 100 times marks, ID 1, ID 2, like that you need to create, right? Name means name 1, name 2, like that it will come. Marks means marks 1, marks 2, like that it will go. So 100 numbers of parameter you might need to create all of them. Correct?
Yeah, correct.
So if you are having the structure, okay, you can pack one particular student details into the one structure. Got it?
Yeah.
Guys, be active today. There will be a 2 hours class, okay? That's the reason I have scheduled at 8 only today. We are going to discuss, a couple of important topics which are needed for the coding today. I wanted to have the continuous session, so that's the reason I have scheduled 2 hours. Be active and just let me know or stop me if you guys are not getting any of these concepts. I'm ready to explain the second time also. Fine, right? So to pack this kind of data, see, for example, now it is a student, okay? You can correlate this with any of the real time. Like if I wanted to store the employee data, for that also I can use the structures. If I go, anyhow I will be showing the real time structures how we will be using it. Today I have downloaded the notepad also. Today I have downloaded a notepad also, which will be easy for me to explain on the real time. Fine, I will be showing that once I'm done with this concept wise, okay? So in this case, so different data types you can combine it, and you can pack all of them, and you can create your user defined data type. Got it? So this user defined will be having different data types. By combining all of them, you are creating as a coder by yourself, you are creating one user defined data type. That however you want to have, you can name it. So basically the syntax will be struct is the keyword, and then structure name you can keep it, whichever the name you can keep one. Inside it, all these are the parameters. We can call them all parameters. Okay. So for this again, you can give the any of the name. Okay, the same name you can give, structure name itself. Getting it?
Yeah, getting mine.
Can anyone tell me if you are defining the structure? If you are defining the structure, will it take the memory? Will it consumes the memory?
Of course, it will consume the memory.
Yes.
So you are not going to use this structure. Okay, you have just
No,
defined it.
declaration is
Yeah.
important.
User defined will only storage.
Hmm. Any?
User
Can I?
defined only. It is not stored. It's not stored.
Any other inputs? We discussed already. Whatever you are doing in the coding, it requires the memory. Correct? Now
Yeah.
tell me if you have just defined one structure, I can say you have just declared one structure. Will it consumes the memory?
Yeah, it is also coding, so it will be.
No. If you have just defined or declared the structure, it will not. I cannot say defined. It is just declaration. Okay. You are just telling that there is a one structure. It is having so and so members. That's all. Usually, when the memory consumption will happen, if you are using these parameters, okay, if you are doing like student detail, see, let me take this example, okay, student underscore details dot how we will be representing the structure members. So can anyone tell me? With the dot we will be representing student details dot name. You are keeping it so and so temporary name, then only it will consume. Before that, this is the declaration. It should have the definition. Okay, the definition should be, you can make it as a static or global or however you want. Struct this student details name, student underscore details name. This is the data type, and the hey, who is this? He is calling frequently. Just give me a minute. Let me see. Charging. Hello. Yeah, I'm back. So if any of the structure, if you want to use it, okay, you need to first to declare it and define it and then use it. This is not only for the structure, okay, even if it is a variable or function or any structure or union or for enumerations only declarations declaration and definition is both same for unions. So all these things, variables or functions or structures or unions, first you need to declare it, then define it and use it. So I have declared here the student details. Now I'm going to, define it, struct student details. I will be, declaring with the my name, okay, Lokesh. Okay. So now Lokesh is a one kind of instance, I can say. Instance means what? Copy of the structure. So this Lokesh could able to access all these members, okay, name, student ID, percentage, fee, and all those things. Now I will be doing the definition or usage of it. Lokesh name, I can keep the name whatever I want. Let's take A. Next, Lokesh ID, then ID is a 10, you can keep it. Logesh, marks. This marks you can keep 98.6. Logesh, fee, you can make it as a 1 lakh. So this is how you need to create the instances, okay? Got it? What is this? Online. Getting it? Guys, are you guys are able to follow me? How the structure will work out? If you guys are understanding the
Yeah.
structure, the same way union will be there. That just it will have one basic difference that anyhow I will tell you. Got it right? Any doubts here? Let me tell this one. Some guys will be having confusion here. So declare in the sense int a, okay. A is a parameter which I have declared it. If you are just declaring it, it will not take any memory, okay. If you are doing a equal to 10, this is the definition. In this case, it will consume the memory. Why? Because it needs the memory to store the value of 10. So now in this case, int a, it is just indicating to the compiler that I have the variable a, which is of type integer. It might require the 4 bytes of memory. That's all. If you are doing this kind of implementation int a, it cannot consume the memory at the compilation. It will just indicate to the compiler that I have the variable name a, which is a kind of integer parameter. If it is an integer, it requires the 4 bytes. But if you are doing a equal to 10, in that case, to store the value 10, it needs the memory, right? In that time, it will consume the memory. In the similar way, you have the structure definition, structure declaration. Structure declaration, it doesn't require any memory consumption. If you are using it like structure student details location, in this case, this location is a copy of that particular structure, so it requires the memory. Getting it?
Yeah, one doubt.
Yeah.
So can we use structure multiple times? Like, is it
See,
reusable?
now already I have used location, right? Can I get your name, please? I could not able to see here.
Yeah, Preetham.
Pritham, right? So again, you can create one more structure, okay? Struct student details underscore. Student details is the declaration which you have given, right? With your name Pritham. Okay. Now Pritham dot name equal to B. Pritham dot ID, which is equal to 2. Pritham dot marks, which is equal to 99. Pritham dot fee, which is equal to 1000. So now for Lokesh, there will be a different memory location. For Pritham, there will be a different memory location. Getting it?
Yeah.
So instead of this way, I can tell you one thing, okay? Structure is what? User defined data type. Structure is just data type. That's all, right? Correct? What did I ask? What are all different types of data types? One is the integer, one is the character, one is the float. In the similar way, we have the user defined also structures, unions, enums, and arrays, right? So in this case, int is going to occupy any of the memory? No, right? Until unless you are using it, it will not occupy any memory. Correct? Similar way, structure also is not going to occupy any memory until unless you are using it like with the copy of that structure. Got it? Any doubts?
No, yeah.
Yeah, location you can call here
Huh?
location Pritham, right? Structure. You
Yeah.
declared here Pritham and location. Two structures are there. You can
Yeah.
call one structure to another structure also. You use the private and public variables, right?
No, I'm not getting your question. There are two structures, location
Both
Pritham,
structures.
correct?
Yeah, you call the location structure to Pritham structure.
No, that
Correct?
is in the see the structures you cannot call by one. Okay. I mean, like you cannot call the locus structure inside the Pritham structure or something. That is the functions concept that we will be
Yeah.
going in the future classes.
Yeah,
This calling
can you please show one on compiler in the compiler the
Sure.
structure code? Yeah.
Sure. So now let me have struct. These all are the keywords, okay? Struct and all those things. Struct student details int marks int p char name, something like that, okay? So I can make the student details as a structure name. Okay. Now in this case, the student details is the structure. All of you guys are able to see my screen, right?
Yes.
I'm showing the online compiler, okay? Is that visible?
Yeah, it's
Yeah, fine. So here student details is the structure which I have just declared it. Now in this case, student details will not consume any memory. Why? Because we are not using this anywhere, okay? Got it? Now if I'm defining it, okay, defining in the sense I'm just creating the one structure copy with what name I can give, with temp1. I don't want to give the student again. Why? Because you will get confused with the words, okay? Temp1. So which means that now temp1 is capable of accessing all these its structure members. Got it? Now once you are done with the copying this temp1, okay, now the compiler will allocate the memory to this temp1. It will not bother about what is the student details. Now it knows that this temp1 is a user defined data type which is of structure type, so it can able to access all these structure members. Okay, now let me keep temp1 dot. If you want to access any of the structure members, you need to use the dot symbol, okay? Marks, and the parameter names are variable names. It's a case sensitive. If you are using the capital letters, here also it should come capital. If you are using the small letters, here also it should come small letter. Temp1 marks, it is 100. Now temp1 fee, which is 1 lakh. Temp1 M, okay, let me keep that. Okay, now can anyone tell me why you all of you guys might have understood it, why it is needed the memory allocation now. Student details on temp, you have defined it. Inside temp, you are going to access the marks, fee, and name. To store these values, it requires the memory. That's the reason at the time of definition, it will allocate the memory for it. Now let me print. Sorry. Let me print the marks. Now, can anyone tell me what will be the output for here? 100. Why temp one it could not able to define? Comma, I think what will come here? No. Should be. What happened?
I think temp 1 is out of the block, right?
But it's still, it is in the same file only. It should be able to access it. See, static I'm making it so that it will be, you see, this is inside the main.c file only. So it should be able to access it. What is the problem for it?
I think it's a single quotes start details.
Mm-hmm.
Static double quotes, static double quotes, to details double quotes.
This one, this is fine. This integer it could take
No,
only for
no.
characters. Hmm?
Static start underscore details. It's a bracket, I think.
No, it's not.
Hello.
Yes,
Fee is
sorry, sorry.
declared as int. Fee is declared as int. Fee or
This is fine. Fee int also. The value whatever it is taking, that's fine. But what I'm getting error is expected equal to comma or this one before temp one, where it is expecting.
Static main means static main student details. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think here on the static main. Static main here. Static main students details. Here main is missing.
No, main is not needed here. me remove this. Now it is throwing there is no temporary. Let me keep inside main this one. Uh-huh. Why it is not able to take?
Anything wrong with the compiler?
No.
Just asking.
It's putting main block static.
Hmm?
Status start the
Static.
underscore details semicolon. Last button. Semicolon first one. 11
This
point.
one. No, first line it's not required.
Is not
This is how the structure syntax also is there. See, structure, however you want, you can keep it. Mm-hmm.
Is it trying to don't write void main? Int void main.
Let me remove the static. It might be not able to understand. This one. Now it should be able to take it. So what was missing? This I have just kept it as a static. Okay. Static means it is just a file scope. But I'm not telling student details is a structure type. So did you guys remember, like if you are doing any variable initialization, int a should be there, correct? What is this int here? The data type. But student details is a structure, but I'm not specifying that is a struct type. That's the reason it was throwing that error. It was expecting that instead of giving that it is missing the data type, it was always showing that the colon is missing. Sometimes it's up to the compiler, however it want to give the warning or error. Okay, now I have just defined student details temp1, so which is of type structure. So temp1 is the structure type now of student details. It could able to access all the its members, marks, fee, name, and all those things. So now temp1 marks I am storing 100, temp1 fee I am storing 1 lakh, and I am trying to print the marks. Okay, temp1 marks. So the value will be the 100 now. So you can see here. So now temp1 it is it is occupied some memory. Temp1 is occupied some memory. So for temp1 this much memory is occupied. It knows that this is a structure type. Inside this, it will allocate memory for each one of its members. Okay, this is for marks, this is for ID, or something like what we have defined fee. This is for name. This is how if you are creating one more structure temp2, then again for that also it will allocate say, a different memory. Let me create one more structure now. Control C, Control V, temp2. If I am doing like temp2 with a 200, so let me take the temp2 is going to hold the 200. Okay, so now temp2 is going to have the marks is a 200. Let me print that again. See here now. If I want to print that statement in the next line, in that previous one hash backward slash n, you need to keep it, which means that that is a new line has to be there. See here, 100 and 200 has been printed it. And if you want to see what is the address of it, okay, these two things will be going to store the different memory location. This is the memory address what you are going to see. If you want to see the memory location, ampersand is the one which we need to use it. So temp1 marks is going to store in this particular memory location. If you want to see what is the memory location for the what is that fee, temp1 fee, you can also see that memory location also here. It is having some warnings that we will see it later. See this is online compiler. Okay, for every time whenever you are running it, this is a online memory storage. Okay, this C language, this C compiler is going to utilize my RAM memory right now. This memory address is something else. So whenever I am running, this memory address will be keep on changing it. Okay. Now you can see marks memory address. This marks is the 100 is there, right? It is got stored in the 448. Fee is got stored in the 444. And this one temporary 2 marks is got stored at 440. Can anyone tell me now how much memory marks, fee and marks is going to store it? Put 2 marks. Can anyone tell me what is the memory, how much memory it is going to occupy? So marks is the integer type. How much memory it will take? Marks
2 or 4 bytes.
4 bytes. This is 32-bit compiler. Okay.
Yeah, 4
Fee
bytes.
is integer. How much byte it will take?
4 bytes only.
Correct. So now you can see here the temp2 marks is got stored at the 688. So if you are adding 4 more bytes, that is fee. 688, 692 it is going to occupy. If you are adding 4 more bytes, that is for marks. You can see 696. Getting it? 4 bytes it's allocated for each parameter. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
So this is how the structure will work out. Any doubts? Now for temp1 it is a different memory location, temp2 it is a different memory location. You can see on the real time also how the structures will be defined. See. These all are the structures, okay. Underscore T means that is a user defined data type. So these all are the structures which I have commented. I don't know what was the reason. So if I remove this comment, you can see now. This is a structure, okay. LROS unconnected 91 message tag. Tag is the one which we will be using on the real time to differentiate to the normal variables and to the structure variables. Underscore T you can see everywhere. Underscore T means that is a data type or type. So LROS unconnected. This is a one structure variable I having the instance. Okay. So if any of this parameter, no, this is not good example. Let me take the good example. It is having all the enumerations. Huh? See here. Config type. Let me take the proper example. No? You can take it. Feet in TSR type, okay, which it is saying that this different kinds of okay signs, different traffic signs, it's going to detect it. Each sign will have all these parameters. What is the latitude? What is the longitudinal? What is the prediction left, prediction right? For each and every traffic signboard, it will give the one ID. What is that sign type? Whether that is arrow sign or speed limit sign or however it will be. What is the sign status? Position long and location, supplementary sign. So inside the traffic sign, again it will be having 2-3 signs, right? So all those kind of information, each and every sign is going to have it. What is the value and all those things. Now this is the structure name which we have given it. So if you see in the LROS tree, let me unsave this, okay. If you see in this, there must be one parameter created with it. The parameter also it's created in, hey, how come this is, yeah? Okay, inside this it is there. At least this one is there. Huh? How come if it is not there inside it? Huh? It's okay. You can take this driver history data. Okay. Whenever the driver is driving in particular road, what is that lane, right type, left type, and all those things, and uh, what else? GPS location, GPS latitude, longitude, and UTC timings. Like in the global time, we will be having like Indian IT. What is this Indian timing format? IST is there, right? Indian Standard Time. So like that for UTC will be there for the entire world. Okay, that is a common time for the entire world. So that information, GPS heading and all those things, vehicle overground means the speed of vehicle and all, it is going to store it. This structure I only implemented. Let's take this. The other one who someone else is implemented. I could not able to trace that entire thing. So here you can see, okay. So drive history data, which we are having though, you know, the definition is there in the .h file, declaration is here, okay, drive history data. So you can see this parameter might be open in might be implemented in this file. So now this is the drive history data. It is going to store some data which is reading from somewhere else. All the lines, like if you are traveling in the road, what kind of lane that is, how many lanes are there, what is the left type, right type, and all those things, it is going to store it. Okay, see, you can see the structure parameter, structure drive history data is the structure instance. So it is having all the structure members. So it is going to store all of them, some information. Got it? This is how the structures we will be using it. Any doubts here?
Yeah, one doubt. Actually, we are able to see like 40,000 lines code. So in real time, do we need to write all this?
This is real time only here.
Yeah, yeah.
This is
So,
just one file, okay?
okay.
This is just one file, one .c
Okay.
file. Similar kind of files, it will be 3,000, 4,000 files are there in this particular project. Similar kind of files. This is one of the biggest file in the entire project, which we are a couple of people we are working for up to that time. Even I was part of this file development. Find all in current document. In this file itself, I have done 2019 onwards. I have worked it 2000 until 2020 December 2. I was there in that company till that time, so I was doing all these changes. So whenever I am doing the modifications in this file, I need to update that what I have done the changes. Got it right? So this is this. See, guys, so at a time we cannot going to develop this 30,000 or 40,000 lines of code. It will take some years to develop the code. Okay, we will be keep on going to write it, but usually we should not have this much lengthy files. But somehow this file is going very lengthy. I think they might have splitted it now into the different files. That time itself there was a plan to split this file. Got it?
Yeah.
Fine. Any doubts in that?
No.
Now let me go to the union. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the union? Guys, everyone is clear with the structure, right? How it will be used in the code and all those things. Guys, again, practice. I know this is a bit difficult for many of you guys, but just have a look at this video once again, or else if you are not able to follow me, I'm very sorry. You can see out the YouTube videos and try to learn it. But don't stop yourself if it is not getting okay. At any cost, you need to learn all these things. No other way. Can anyone tell me what is that meaning of union?
It's like same. Okay. Allow same data. Allow data type, different data type in single memory.
Correct. So now we saw it, right? Structure is going to allocate memory for each one of its members, right? This is the name. This is ID. This is what else here? P. This is the marks, like that. For each one of its members, it's going to allocate different memory blocks. But in case of union, union underscore student details, if I'm keeping it, even if you are creating int A, int B, char C, it's allocate only the 4 bytes only for this union. But in the structure for name, it was creating 1 byte. For ID it is 4 bytes, for fee 4 bytes, for marks 4 bytes, total 13 bytes it was allocating. But in case of union, it will allocate only 4 bytes. This 4 bytes also it will just check like what and all data types are there. Int is there, int is there, int is there. Int is 4 bytes, here also 4 bytes, char is 1 byte. So it looks which data type is the biggest one. Integer is the biggest size here, 4 bytes. So it will allocate 4 bytes for this union. So if you are doing union usage, okay. So again, like static union student details, you will be doing it. Okay, then for this student details, what is this? Temp3 I will be going to use. For this temp3 it will allocate only 4 bytes. So now when we will be using the structure, when we wanted to use the when we will be using the union is what our question, right? Can anyone guess what is the reason when we can use both of them? Any question, any answers? When we can use structure, when we can use the union?
Structure is to pack the data, like to declare in a pack.
But this one also for packing data only, right? Union.
Yes, yes, yes.
When we want in selected memory, okay, we can use union.
Somewhat I can agree. So now in structures, each one of member, it is going to occupy memory, right? If you want to access all those members individually, like temp1 ID, then update 10, temp1 name, update equal to a, temp1 marks, update it to 100. So you are going to access each one of these parameter individually. But in case of if you are doing in the same thing in the case of union, temp3 name, temp3 ID, temp3 marks, what it will do, whatever the data you are storing in the finally, which is 100, only this 100 will be there in that memory. Getting it? Or like I'm making you all of you as a confused. Union memory, this is. Structure memory is this one. For structures, it will have individual memory. For union only, it will have 4 bytes of memory. In structure, it is 10, 9, 100, it got stored. But in case of union, if you are doing same thing, temp3 ID 10, you are doing 10, it will store first. It will have only one memory, which is 4 bytes, okay? Now, if you are doing to try to do the name, then it will just replace this 10 with the A. If you are trying to update temp3.marks, then it will just replace A with the 100. But in case of structure, it will have individual memory location store, so it can store all that information individually. It no need to override the same memory. Got it? Any doubt?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let me show you that in the real time, okay? I'm not going to do anything. I will be just making this structure as a union. Union. I will make here also union. Now, temp1 marks is 100 and temp1 fee, I'm making it as a 1000. So if I'm printing, I don't want to print address. I want to print marks which are there in the temp1. Can anyone guess what will be the output now?
100 only. Right? Temp
How
1 means
come?
1000 or 10, 1 lakh will come.
Yeah. So my expectation is it should throw the 1 lakh. Okay. What happened?
The struct, I think, in the 18 line.
Correct. It is looking for structure, but there is no definition of the structure details. Why? Because we made it as a union. That's the reason it is throwing. Still flexible array in. Oh, see, this arrays it cannot accept the flexible of arrays. It cannot accept it. Okay, why? Because so if you are making it 10, okay, the flexibility means dynamic arrays it will not allow. Dynamic in the sense if I'm not this array concept is not yet done, but still let me tell you that. So if I'm making just simple as array, which means that it can able to statically change it. So the union cannot allocate that much memory. Why? Because that is a constant memory. Depends on the characters, it depends on the data types. It's going to allocate memory at the compilation. So if I make it as a 10 bytes, okay, a 10 name is array type, which is going to store the 10, okay, 10 elements of type character. So character is 1 byte. So 10 bytes of memory it can able to allocate now. It will not throw error now. See now, marks I am storing 100. But after doing that update, I am doing temp1 with the fee, which is a 1 lakh. I am trying to print the marks only, which we were expecting 100, but it is printing 1 lakh. Got it? Why it is happening in this way? If you are making it as a union, it is going to allocate only one single memory for all of its members. Whatever the data you will be updating, that will be get replaced if you are doing it. The same thing what we have seen in the notepad now. First we just stored 10, then A, then 100, then finally it will be having the 100 only. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Fine. Any doubts still here?
Yeah. So why do we use this union in real time, like real time?
So real time, I might need to pack some of the parameters. Okay, let me show you an example. I don't know whether union I have used or not, but let me try. I used it for one time where I was having some issue with the memory, but I will not be telling that example now. If I tell that, you all guys will be get confused. But I don't know if it is there or not. This guy is the union, but let me see. See, union when we will be using, I don't want to confuse with the real-time example, but let me tell you. So union when we will be using it, we might need to pack the data. You wanted to pack one particular data, but all this packed data you are not going to use at the particular time, at a time. I cannot tell particular time. At a time, you are not going to use it, not using it. In that cases, you can go ahead and you can use it. Why? Because it might be having the int A, int B, int C, which requires the 12 bytes of data. But if you are using the integer, it is going to allocate only 4 bytes. That much is enough for you. Why? Because all A, B, C you are not going to access at a time. You are going to save the 8 bytes of data. It looks like very small data in this particular example, but there will be some data which is 1024 bytes, which means that 1 MB. 1 MB is a huge data in the microcontroller. Got it?
Yeah.
Structure, if
We
you are
got it.
going to see, for example, the example which we have taken is the traffic signboard. Traffic signboard. Traffic signboard, it will have the color. Traffic signboard, it will have some value. Traffic signboard, it will have some significance. It will have something else. Okay, height, latitudinal distance, longitudinal distance, all these things. So whenever you want to access or process any of the traffic signboard, you need all this kind of data. In this case, you needed to have the structure. Why? Because you wanted a separate memory for the color, where value, sign, and what is the height, what is the longitudinal, what is the longitudinal of that particular signboard. Correct? Guys, this latitudinal, longitudinal, height and all, don't worry. Like, let's take this one traffic signboard which is just placed at the road, okay? Which will be having value 30. Means what, you know? Speed limit board. Does anyone observe it? I will be keep on taking the automotive examples only. See, this 50 means what? Can anyone tell me?
Speed limit of 50.
Speed limit of 50. So in this case, I have taken 30, okay? But it's fine. If you are finding this 30 kmph, which means that in that particular area, you need to go with that speed only, right? So if the camera is finding this particular signboard, then it has to store enter this data. So what is the value of it? It will be having traffic signboards. It will be having two colors, okay? One is the red color. One is the what is that? Warning color, yellow. So what color it is? If it is a red color, that is a mandatory. If it is mandatory, we need to do something. If it is a yellow color, then we can follow or we cannot follow. If it is a red color, definitely we need to follow. That's the reason in our highways, if there is any traffic sign board, still if you are going beyond that speed limit, at least surroundings of Bangalore or something, you will get automatic traffic fine. That particular area is a red zone which we need to follow 40 or 80 kilometers per hour. But when you are going with 100 kmph, automatic sensors will be there, which they will be sensing, keep on sensing, and automatically fine will be detected. So something like that. So for this traffic sign boards, you need to have the color values and all those things to be stored. For that, you can have the structure. Got it? But for the same thing, if you don't want to access all this structure, all this color value, sign value, and all those things, then you can go ahead and use the union. Getting it?
Yeah, getting.
Fine. With that, I am done with the structures and unions. Let me come to arrays. Okay. Can anyone tell me what is the array?
Collection of data.
All these are the collections of data only, bro. What is the difference here?
I mean, collection of elements.
So in structure, we can see integer parameters also. We can pack character or float or whatever it will be. You can pack it. But in case of array, you can pack in only one type of the parameters. Okay. If you are making int a of this array will be represented with this square brackets. Okay. If you are seeing any of the parameter with the square bracket, that is the array. If you are making it 10, I don't want 10 here. I cannot write all those 10 values again. Let me make it as 5. Int a of 5 means what? Can anyone tell? Anyone from the CS or ENC background?
0 to 4.
Perfect. So it can able to store 5 values which is of type integer. So what are the 5 values which is of type integer? Integer means 4 bytes, right? 4 bytes means what? 2 power 32. From 0 to that 4 crore something is there, right? That hey, let me make it as character only. Character means what? 1 byte. 1 means how much? 2 power 8. 2 power 8 means what? 0 to 255. So array of 5 is is a array variable of type character, so that it could able to store 5 different values inside it. It might be 0, it might be 128. I'm just taking the middle values. Okay, might be 200, might be 250, might be 255. So these 5 different values it could be able to store, which are of same data type. Got it? Depends, sir. So it's a depends. Whenever you want to use, either you can go ahead with the structure, either you can go ahead with the union, you can go ahead with the array, or you can use the only integer, only char, only float. It's up to us how you are using it. All these things like to memory optimization purpose. If you need to store only value of 250, in that case you can go ahead only with the character. You no need to go with the integer or float, something like that. If you need to store any floating value 0.10 like that, you can use the float. If you want to pack any of the data which has to be individually stored, then you can go ahead with the structure. If you want to pack any of the data which can be going to share the same memory, you can go ahead and use the union. If you want to pack the data of same data type, which is a character or int or whatever it will be, then you can go ahead and use the array. For structures also we can use the array. Okay, see guys, these all concepts one by one I will be clubbing away. Okay, I started with a very basic. Now I'm going to club each one of all those topics. We started with the syntax, then comments. Now we are in the stage of writing the variable structures and printing them, seeing the memory addresses where they are going to store. So step by step we are going ahead. Okay, don't confuse with all these topics. As we discussed in our initial class, we are started with A, then the words, then the paragraph, then the essays. Like that we are going it. So A in the sense all the syntaxes are however it will be coming, and words in the sense how the different words we can use it, like the statements and all, how we will be doing it. A equal to 10 means that is a one kind of statement, and paragraph in the sense like it's a function definitions, and essay in the sense one entire file. That file we have seen it, right? One .c file is like one paragraph. So step by step we are going ahead. Okay, anyone is getting confused here?
No.
Fine, right? So guys, did anyone got any doubt about why the arrays again? So it's going to store similar kind of data types in the one particular memory location. So if you are making int a of 10, then for parameter a, it will be allocate one memory. Okay, a, this is the memory location for a, but inside it, it needed the 10 variables which are of type integer. So it will allocate 10 memory locations for that. So which is a of 0, a of 1, something like that, a of 9. Even if it is a 10 size of 10, we are going to store until 9 only. Why? Because it is going to start from 0. A of 0, make it 5 only here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So A of 0 is going to store 1, A of 2 is going to store 2, A of 3 is going to store 3, A of 4, 4, A of 5, 5 is going to store it. So this is how the memory organization will be happening for.
So it is. So is it like fixed memory, fixed arrays?
Fixed. If you are making it as a array of 5, okay. If you are making it array of 5, this is a fixed. You cannot increase it. A is the array type, which is going to store only 5 elements. If you are just making it array of this kind of square bracket, then it's up to you how much data you wanted to store it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like that. How much you want to store, you can store it. So it depends on this one, it will allocate the memory then.
It only used even numbers or odd numbers. You can say.
What do you mean by the even and odd? So 1,
If
2,
A is
4, 6, 8, like that, it is the even. 1, 3, 5, 7 are the odd. So it doesn't bother about it, right? So it is an integer type. Integer means it's a combination of both even and odd, right? I am not getting your question. This is what your question or something else?
Yes, this is
It don't bother about like whether that is even or odd. Oh, you mean to say I'm using only a of 5, something like that, huh? It's my choice how much size I wanted this particular variable or the array. Got it? You can see here. A array is a set of data stored in a consecutive memory location beginning at the named address. Declare array name and number of data elements. Elements are indexed with indices 0 to n minus 1. If int n of 5, if I am defining it, so declaring array of 5 with the integer variables, integer values, n of 0, n of 1, n of 2, n of 3, n of 4. So if you are making n of 3 equal to 5, can anyone tell which memory location will be get updated with a 5?
n of 4.
N of 2 is the correct. The one who was telling n of 4, can anyone tell me what is the reason?
I mean, n of -1, right?
N of minus 1 is what? N value is how much here?
5, right?
So what you are trying to store here?
So n of
N of
3.
3. So in
Yeah,
this
then,
case, what is the value of n?
and then n of 2 only, right? Fine.
In the n of 2, the value 5 is going to store. Got it?
Yeah, got it.
Perfect. Guys, does anyone have any other doubts? If no doubts, then I am entering into the storage classes. Can anyone tell me what is the? I have asked you, all of you, gone through, go through all the storage classes, basics at least. Can anyone tell me what is the storage class?
Like say, what the value it's storing, and how much it will be stored, how much time it will store.
Time I will not agree. How much time it has? Perfect. Time will come into the picture. Correct. How much time it should be there in that particular memory location will be decided by storage class. Perfect. Instead of time, I can say that is a scope. Any other inputs?
I mean,
Guys,
how
people
much
from
value it
CS
will,
background. Yeah. Can you please repeat once again?
like value, how much value it will store, what kind of value it will store.
Kind of value. Okay.
It's like static and RAM. Static.
That's static only. So there are different kinds of storage classes. Okay. What is the need of storage classes is what
And
my question.
where exactly it will store.
Quota day,
Exactly. Memory location.
Initial value. Default
Huh?
initial value.
Perfect. Initial value. If
Declaration.
any of the variable is there, if we are not having any value declared for it, then what should be the initial value for it? Correct. Next. Guys, make it fast here. I'm not sure it's going to happen 10 o'clock now. I need to finish the storage classes.
Declaration lifetime.
Declaration, no, I cannot agree with that.
Lifetime.
Lifetime, anyhow, he has just already told scope or lifetime.
Storage.
Fine. This much.
Storage.
Storage, he has someone has said already memory location or storage. Fine.
It's like CPU registers.
That depends. Like the storage will cover all those things. Yeah, this much is enough for me. Now tell me what kind of storage classes are there in the C language.
Auto extern, static, register.
Auto extern. I will be asking all these things. What is this? Okay. I wanted all of you to answer it. What is this? Next, static.
Register.
Next, register. I wanted to make it as a tabular format. Anyhow, it will be there in the PPT for all of you. You guys can go through there. Okay. Type. What else? Scope. What else? Memory, storage. That's it. So as you said, auto, external, static, and registers. Can now tell me what is the scope of auto?
I mean, within the block, okay. Like within the function, okay. After main function, okay, we can open one more block,
I can
okay.
say local.
Like local variable.
Fine. Next, what is this extern?
Global variable.
Means what?
Now we can declare outside the function.
If you are declaring the outside the function, will it happen as extern?
Yes, it will take extern,
No.
but we need to mention extern, okay.
You can mention the extern, then it will become extern, which means that you can use in the different files also. That's a different case that we will see it. Fine. Yeah. What does this mean? Static.
Static also like local variable only.
Local. Local means within the file.
It's within the block only.
Fine. What does this mean? Register. This is within the CPU. So that's fine. Fine. I think most of you guys are not getting what does this mean. All those things. Okay. So the storage classes. Okay. Storage classes mostly it will be telling if you are using any of the variable. If, for example, we were using int a equal to 10. Keep on using it, right? So this a is what kind of parameter? How much time we can allocate memory for this a? Who and all could able to access this a? If a is not defined with the 10, then what should be? If then what kind of a is what kind of value a is going to store it? Getting it?
Garbage.
All these kind of information will be classified with the help of storage class. That's what I am telling. Lifetime, how much? So a equal to 10 means how much time a should store that value 10. What kind of values it could store. So where this see, we have discussed RAM and ROM, right? Inside RAM again there are different kinds of memory locations. In which memory location it has to store the value of a? What should be the initial value of a if it is not defined with the 10? So all those things will be done with the storage classes. Okay. So we are having auto, extern, static, and register as a storage classes. Getting it? So let me take the example A only. So initially we started A is a variable which is going to which is a, just memory location name for the value 10. Then we made it as a data type which is an integer type, which means that A is an integer type which can able to store the values from 0 to 2, not 255, 2 power 32. Correct? Now I'm making it as a static. So in front of that, I'm just appending though. What is the storage class? This is the storage class. This is the data type. This is a variable name. This is the value which I'm going to store it. Getting it?
Yeah, getting.
Any doubts, anyone? Guys, I'm trying to club all the concepts one by one, one by one, one by one. Okay, don't make it to confuse yourself. At any point of time, if you are getting any small doubt, even if it is a very silly doubt, still come back to me. If you are feeling shame on this forum, you can contact me personally. Also, I can able to explain what is this needed, or else you can just post on the WhatsApp group or somewhere. Any one of my team will be able to answer that.
Yeah, one doubt. Actually.
Yeah,
If
please.
we don't mention the static, what will happen? Like it is
Will
like a
happen.
regular.
That's what I will be coming out.
Okay.
So if you are using this static this storage class, okay, so then it will be telling that what kind of variable is there, what is the scope, how much lifetime this value should be going to store in the memory location, in which memory location it is going to store, and all it will be telling it. So now so I am having one .c file, okay, one .c file. Let me take the notepad on this. I am going to save it, okay. Save this. What happened? Save as. So I'm going to save it into the batch 2. So temp batch 2 dot c I'm making it as, okay. C, where is the C source file? Dot C extension I am making it. Okay. So inside it, I have just one static. See, if it is a keyboard, if you are doing the edit in the notepad, it will be giving the different colors, okay, for all the keywords. Static is a standard keyword. Static int is also standard keyword. So I'm making a equal to 10, correct? Which means that it will be able to access at this file only. What should I make it? So I can make, now again I can make int b equal to 20. Now a equal to b, I will be doing it. So I have the one static keyword. I have the one parameter b, which is not having any storage class specified, okay. So in case of a, you are making it as a static, which means that this a you could able to store, you could able to use within this batch 2.c file only. Getting it?
Yeah, getting.
So this b is a very local parameter. So we have discussed the type auto, right? If you are not specifying any data type for any of the parameter, it will go as a auto, which means local to that particular function. Getting it? So I'm just making b equal to 20. Immediately that b value I'm assigning it to a. So B or A, B you can access only inside this function. A you can access inside the other functions as well. Func1 I have. Function 1 means here also I can see int C equal to 30 I can have. Now A equal to C I will be doing it. Getting it?
Yeah, getting.
So and also you can observe here if I am doing any changes it is going into the red color, which means that in the notepad it is a not saved file. If I am doing the control S, then it will change into the green color. Okay. So now A in all the functions you could able to access it. Why? Because you are making it as a static, which is a file scope now. Within this entire 2.c you can use this file scope. Got it? What is the difference between local and static? If you are making this static int A equal to 10 inside the main function, or you can make it as a func. Again, people will get confused. Okay, func1 and func2. If you are making this static int A equal to 10, you cannot access this A inside the func2. Okay, again, here you will get the compiler error. That A is undefined parameter. Let me show you in the code. No, I'm not in the code. What is that? Online compiler.
Compiler.
I don't want all these things now. Let me delete it. Okay. Static int A equal to 10. So if I am printing A, can anyone tell me what value it will print? It will
10
print
on
10. Okay. Now if I am making int B equal to 20, can anyone tell me like what value it will be print? Control C, Control V, the value B. Here it is going to print value B.
10,20.
Correct. So if I'm making A equal to B, now tell me what value it will print. What is the value of A now?
10, 10.
How come it will be 10, 10?
We are assigning value to A equal to already 10, right?
A equal to B you are doing. What is the value of B?
20.
So what value it will get stored into A?
21.
So the value of A also 20 and B already it is having 20. So it will print 10, 10. Sorry, not 10, 10, sorry. 20, 20 it will print. You can see here. Got it? Now let me take the func2. Now inside it I have the int C equal to 30. So let me try to print the B now. So I'm trying to print the B. So where I'm trying to print? I'm trying to print it from the function 2. So I need to call the function 2 in the main function itself, right? It can print the A, okay. In the function 2, it can print the A. Why? Because A is a global parameter
Global parameter.
to this particular file. Correct? So B is a local parameter to the main function. We have declared inside the int main. So now we were trying to access the value of B in the function 2. function 2 is nowhere having the value access to the B memory location. Now it will throw error. See now. In function function 2, B is undeclared. The parameter B you could not able to access inside the function 2. Why? Because B is, you think that you have already declared in the int main, but that is a local to main function only. It cannot able to access outside of the int main. Now you can see the value. If I'm making a static int A, that also if I keep inside int main, now it became local to the int main. It cannot access in the function 2. Now it will also throw error. See now. A is undeclared. Getting it?
Getting it.
Now tell me when to use the static, when to use the without auto variables. See, the main concept behind this thing is like how we are going to utilize the memory. See, for whatever it will be, static or local or the register or the CPU, if it is a variable, it requires the memory only, right? It requires the memory to store the data, right? Correct? Am I correct? Everyone agrees with this one?
Yeah.
Every parameter, don't worry about the what kind of storage class it is, static or local or external or register, whatever it might be, it needs the memory. But if it is utilizing the memory, see in the automotive or the microcontrollers, how much memory it will have? 1 MB or 6 MB or 16 MB. Only in MBs it will be having it. Okay, in GBs, no microcontroller or microprocessor will have it. GB is it's nowhere in the expectations. Only in the MBs we will be handling in the microcontroller. If it is having this much very small memory, you should use very efficiently, right? We should use very efficiently. This much very small memories. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm covering both the storage classes plus memory organization in the C language. Both are parallelly going on. But anyhow, I will give the overview at the end. But try to understand at this level. This will be very good. If you are understanding memory concepts, then it will become very easy in the entire C language. Everything, whatever you will be doing, everyone will be handling with the memory. Wherever you will go, memory will come. It will not leave until unless you are there in the development phase. So listen carefully. So if you are having microcontrollers this much very small memory, okay, RAM or ROM, that memory we should use very efficiently, okay. So that is the where the storage classes came into the picture. If it is a local parameter, in this case, int B is there, right? Where is this here? Int main.